Hey guys, I wanted to do another update on how homeschooling is going, and I've done a few videos about our centers and our science and some of the things that we're really excited about. But I figured I should get back on and talk a little bit more about Christian Light Education because that is what we're doing as our core curriculum. We are using the K2 program. Our little guy is 4. We've been homeschooling. This is our second year homeschooling. We did a preschool program last year, and this year we found when we purchased the Horizons preschool program that it just wasn't challenging enough for him. It was frustrating for me as a mom. I didn't like it. It was designed for a classroom and it felt very classroomish, and I felt like a lot of the things in there I couldn't use. And so I was spending a lot of money for ideas and activities that didn't pertain to me as a homeschool mom. And that was really hard and really frustrating. So I prayerfully considered switching, and I talked to my husband about some of the financials, and we made the decision that we were going to ditch Horizons altogether. Oh, here we go. I've got my workbooks out here. And we ended up going with Christian Light Education. The last video I did, I let you know that we were on workbook 2. We had been going really fast. He had been really blowing through the seat work. And I realized that he needed more stuff to fill his day so that it wasn't just sitting down with the books and reading and doing that kind of stuff. So we've added in heavy amounts of science, which I talked about in our science video. We're doing experiments, we're doing animal exploration, we're doing lap booking. We've added lap booking in, but we are still doing our activity book and our workbook, which these aren't the same ones, but I'll just grab a couple. We are still doing those. We do a couple of pages a day. But because we have other stuff, we don't really have time or need to be doing a lot. I realized that this is a kindergarten program. I have until the end of next year to finish the last 3 books. So if we keep on track of doing a couple of pages a day, we will be done the K2 program by the end of our school year, which is going to be sometime either beginning of June, I think. We should be done the K2 program if we keep on track with a couple of pages a day. If we don't do workbooks every day and we say we do workbooks Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or we just switch it up where things get crazy and we don't do them, well, then we might have to pull some books into next year. And then the beginning of next year, we will keep on with our science, we'll keep on with our music, our character building, and our workbooks, and we'll just work at these until they're done. And then we will move on with Christian Light to their Learning to Read program. I so love Christian Light Education. I can't sing their praises highly enough, especially in these early years where you really don't want to be teaching them things they don't need. You don't want to be teaching them things that are not developmentally appropriate. Teaching your children for the age and stage in which they're at. Just making sure that you're not pushing too much on them at once and letting them kind of guide their education a little bit. We're in a unique situation because my son is 4 and we're in the second half of kindergarten. So most people at this point are still doing just some DIY stuff, which is great, but we needed something more. So we're not gonna push these on him too fast, but we are doing 2 or 3 pages a day, which I said will have us finishing up the end of the school year or within the first probably 6 to 7 weeks of next fall. And if we continue on through the summer doing a couple of pages here and there, we may be done and jumping into Learning to Read come the fall. I really cannot say how much I love Christian Light. I love Christian Light. Christian Light Kindergarten has literally transformed my view of homeschooling. I was so excited for Horizons, and there was so much wonderful reviews of Horizons Preschool, and they used Agape Land, and I loved that. But I didn't love it in practice. In theory, I loved it. In practice, I did not like it at all. At all. And so if you're researching preschool programs, I would strongly suggest maybe you look into Christian Light. They do have a preschool program, Learning for Threes, I believe it's called. They also have the K2. And you can purchase the Rod and Staff, the beginning of their kindergarten, the ABCD books from Rod and Staff. But I strongly suggest you look into Christian Light. I did not like Horizons in practice, and I'm hearing a lot of other mamas saying the same thing. They were excited, especially because it was a little bit of a throwback. If you grew up in the conservative Christian church, you probably heard about Agape Land, even in the mainstream church. But if you grew up in the church, you probably listened to the Agape Land books on tape or the Music Machine in Sunday school. And so it really spoke to my heart, and I got welled up with emotion and nostalgia. But the curriculum just didn't work for us. I felt it concentrated heavy on the things that weren't appropriate for his age and not as much on the things that he excelled at and the things that he needed. So once again, Christian Light really kind of came to our rescue. And I say this each time, but the cost is really very good for the 10 workbooks the 5 workbooks and the 5 activity books that you need to do a full half of kindergarten, was $35 with $4 for shipping. So it's under $40. And if you just do this every day and add in reading and some fun activities, you've got your kindergarten curriculum. You could spread this out over a full year. You've got your entire kindergarten curriculum for about $40, plus the cost of any additional supplies you add in for your own personal use. So we love it. It's still going well. My son still loves it. My husband is really excited about the cost, as am I. I'm pretty thrifty. And we both felt like we just sunk so much money into Horizons, and it was so disappointing. But definitely have a go at Horizon, at Christian Light. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment below, and I can, or if you have any other videos you'd like to see, definitely put those in a comment below, and I'll definitely do those. Like, share, subscribe, keep the love going, and if you have your own page, link it below, and I'll send some love on back to you. Okay, listen, hope you guys are having a great week. Thanks again for tuning in. Okay, bye-bye.